Hey, what's up, y'all? It's D, about to react to this vid. So it's going over rap's craziest flops, and they are highlighting Doja Cat on this vid. So we are going to see how she has been a crazy flop. Doja was really, really big at the height of her success. She was doing really well. We all thought that it was just up and up for her. You know, she was going to continue to climb the ladder, but it seems like that did not happen. So yeah, let's see exactly what took place with her. Let's watch.
I like them, and I hope no one think I'm being facetious with these thoughts. This is a complete flop. This is a complete flop.
During the last week of October 2025, hip-hop ran into a major problem. For the first time in 35 years, no rap songs appeared on Billboard's Top 40. This left people really concerned about the fate of the genre as a whole, fearing that the wheels had finally fallen off. And while that's not exactly true, many of the biggest artists in the game have watched their releases sink without a trace. Drops that once would have been cultural moments, now gone before anyone even noticed. In reality, this is part of a rich tradition in the genre, with countless stars, legends, and aspiring hitmakers suffering the indignity of a project they put months of work into, being rejected by the music-listening public. If you've kept up with the channel, you'll know we documented some of the biggest flops in rap history. And today, we're back with a fresh batch. Let's kick this off with someone who once seemed poised to become a generational artist, but ultimately chose to forego that path in favor of doing what she wants.
What the hell is this?
For years, Doja Cat seemed predestined to be the biggest thing in the female rap scene since Nicki Minaj. After surviving a brief scandal over her appearance in some dubious chat rooms that leaked into the public's view, Doja's steady stream of catchy, virality-friendly tunes made her an early beneficiary of the TikTok stimulus package. And as the awards and acclaim started to stack up, she seemed to remain her kooky self.
I have never taken such a fast piss in my whole life. Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate it.
By the time she dropped her multi-platinum selling project, Planet Her, Doja was such a big deal that she briefly overtook Drake as the most streamed rapper on Spotify, soon crowned Pop Songwriter of the Year at the BMI Pop Awards. It appeared that Doja had gotten what she'd worked for, since long before she was a household name.
Like, when did you decide, like, okay, I'm gonna mess with this?
I remember, like, dropping out and being in my room every day.
Dropping out, what do you mean by that?
In 11th grade.
Really?
And, yeah, and I would just be on GarageBand and YouTube. Like, I'd be downloading beats from YouTube to GarageBand and making songs out of them. But I would, like, never leave my room, and then I started making music, and then my friend found me, and he started recording me in our studio, and he was amazing, and, like, would work with me every single day, and then it just turned into this, and I feel like it found me instead of my mom maybe telling me I should do it or my friends telling me I should do music. Nobody really told me to do it. I kind of just started doing it.
You fell into it.
Yeah.
But not long after scooping the prize, which celebrated her knack for crafting radio-friendly music, Doja suddenly did a 180 and decided she made her money. And in an unwise move, she suggested that her audience was stupid just for liking her music. Planet Her and Hot Pink were cash grabs, and y'all fell for it, she penned on Twitter. Now I can go disappear somewhere and touch grass with my loved ones on an island, while y'all weep for mediocre pop. Even as her fans tried to wrap their heads around this concept, she doubled down, declaring, "No more pop. I also agree with everyone who said the majority of my rap verses are mid and corny. I know they are. I wasn't trying to prove anything. I just enjoy making music, but I'm getting tired of hearing y'all saying that I can't, so I will. Pop isn't exciting to me. I don't want to make it anymore." The whole shift was complete when she decided to shed the traditional celebrity aesthetic too, sporting a bald head and expanding her combative relationship with her audience.
I can't just sit here and make a beat without hundreds of people being like, "Are you okay?" Bitch, I might not be. Like, you keep asking me that shit. One day, I might not be. Go gaslight somebody else while they're minding their fucking business. What's wrong with everybody? That shit's gonna make me flip my fucking lid one day, I swear to God. I'm gonna be so mad. Get some Hennessy in me and I will fucking lose my mind. I'm like...
Cutting off your hair and then your eyebrows, and then, you know, people asking, "Are you good?" Being like, "What's wrong? Why would you say that? What you mean, am I good?" I think it proves that you are not good, because that's a normal response to, you know, people seeing you do that. Like, "You okay? Everything cool?"
like burying my feelings right now. I am burying so much energy right now.
The end product of this era was the album Scarlet, which peaked at just 72,000 first week sales. To put that in context, that's over 40,000 less than what Planet Her sold in the same time frame. In a lot of ways, it seemed a fitting conclusion to an era in which Doja lost 500,000 Twitter followers and openly told her audience, "I don't care anymore about satisfying you." Perhaps it was even the intention.
I also think that I'm way too fucking famous. 100%. And I'm doing what I can slowly but surely to separate myself from this kind of narrative or whatever this world is that I kind of built. And I'm fine-tuning it and tailoring it to what I want out of it.
Although she did suggest that some of it was taken out of context or blown out of proportion.
Some of the energy that we're seeing is you kind of fighting for...
Yeah, one thing that I do want to kind of set straight is that you'll never see direct quote of me saying I hate my fans.
Okay.
Not once. But it's a really big misquoted thing where everybody is saying she hates her fans. Never said that. But I do like to play with that as a meme. It's definitely something. And I know that like people who get it, and I'm fine with that. I don't need to like have to explain my sense of humor or explain comedy to anyone. If people don't see the joke, then they just don't see the joke. And it's not my responsibility to have them understand.
Following Scarlett's release, Doja immediately went back to the drawing board and set her mind on crafting a new project. And this time, she was returning to the sounds that made her a superstar. I do want to be self-aware enough to admit the fact that this is a pop-driven project. She set up the record that would eventually become Vi. I know that I can make pop music, and pop is just that it's popular.
And for the record, I don't personally think she flopped. I'm just using the language that, you know, the fans use in the industry. They will call you a flop when your albums start to decline as far as quality, really, and more importantly, as far as like your numbers. So when you're selling less and less and less, and it's like a big drop, that's when people think of you as a flop. Like you're a flop in comparison to you. Like it's you against you, and your other shit did way better, and this project didn't do nearly as well. So that's when they call you a flop. But she sold way more than, you know, a lot of other artists. So I don't personally deem it as a flop, but you know, that's what they call it these days.
It starts to become a bit of a thing that's viewed as a sport by people who are just bystanders to it, who enjoy it, but maybe also don't respect it or what it is, which is just music. Released in September of 2025, Vi was an interesting project for people to wrap their heads around. For one thing, it actually got good reviews.
In some ways, it feels almost like the reverse of many of the projects she has dropped up until this point that I just haven't been that crazy about, where personally I felt that, you know, maybe the singles are pretty good and strong and hard-hitting, but the rest of the record is like a bit of a snooze. But surprisingly, in my view, it's the songs I thought were really going to pop off or be the most commercial or were kind of the teasers that read to me as the biggest snoozers, while the deep cuts for the most part are like fire and compelling and emotionally impactful. I mean, sure, nobody wants the big single behind their new album to just do okay on the charts, but I can at the very least commend Doja for most of the album outside of that, because I do think this is her most interesting album thus far, most consistent, best produced overall too, where she really tested herself vocally, lyrically.
But when it came to sales, it stood as a testament to the fact that after she tried to kick off the megastar status, it wasn't necessarily going to come back to her so easily. Debuting at number 4 on the US Billboard 200, the project earned 57,000 album equivalent units in its first week. And since then, sales haven't really picked up all that much. In typical Doja Cat form, she even made a joke about how it was performing, posting a picture of herself looking under the couch crevices for some streams. For now, at least, it seems like Doja isn't seeing this as a major L, even if it is a flop by her own standards. But it's safe to say that these poor numbers for an artist of her stature in pop had some fans treating it like it was doomsday. Doja is a generational artist and performer, and Gorgeous and Jealous Type are smash hits in my house. This is not a commentary on the quality of Vi, the album, but simply in terms of performance, I think the floppery of Vi is worse than any flop. It's worse than Katy Perry's Witness, it's worse than Lady Gaga's Art Pop, it's worse than The Life of a Showgirl, because unlike other flops, no one is even talking about this one. At least people were hating on Witness. But no one is even hating on Vi. It evaporated into thin air upon release, and there has been negligible promotion. How do you suggest Doja bounce back from this? Is the Vi era salvageable? Whether history will be kind to this project or not, it's pretty clear that Doja wants to recharge, announcing that she will take considerable time off once she wraps up her European tour.
I want to like be a musician again. I want to be a writer again, and I can't do that if I'm doing stuff. So to do is the least I can possibly do so that I have that natural inclination to just like make music again, which is why we're here sitting down talking.
You all right, Doja?
You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
For Doja, the decline in her star power is something that she can only really attribute to herself and the decision to willingly cast her status aside to make the art she loves. In this sense, she's lucky that she can take comfort in that.
Okay, girl, I fully support it. Do whatever you need to do. Listen, Vi came out last year, so that means if she took a 3-year break, we only got 2 more years to go. Well, it said 3 years after her tour, I think. When was that? I think that might have wrapped up last year. So yeah, we got 2 more years to go. I can wait. If that means that you return with way better music, I'm here for it, because yeah, if you are doing shit back to back to back, like these artists who be dropping new albums every single year, it's like, yeah, you can expect the quality to decline a bit. Even though I don't want you taking big breaks often, you know, but if you just need some time away to really focus on your art, there's nothing wrong with that, because yeah, the music has just not been hitting for me personally in a while. I really liked Scarlett though, I did, and I really hope that she gets into her rapping bag when she returns. But even if she doesn't, if she makes pop music like, you know, Kiss Me More, I'll take that, okay? I didn't like Kiss Me More at first, but it did grow on me. So, yeah, if she makes stuff like that, it's like, all right, cool. But we will see what occurs. Like I said, I don't think 57,000 is a flop, but compared to her previous work, it is definitely a flop. But when you compare it to, like, Lizzo, for example, she just sold 3,000. So it's not a flop whatsoever, in my opinion. But whatever. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think, though, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!